taken.
What's happening, guys? Welcome to the Born Offside podcast. We are back, and it's a special week because A-League's kicked off, and I'm sitting on a divided couch.
Come on.
Sydney Wanderers.
Go, baby.
Look, it wasn't the best on the park, but I tell you what, the atmosphere was all that mattered, guys. Great to have the A-League back, eh?
Yeah, I'm happy it's back. I'm happy for the man, them, Wanderers, so I'm supporting them, Bury me in Bankswest Stadium. Is it called Bankswest now?
Not anymore.
Combank now.
Combank. I'm not saying Combank.
living
I'm
in
going
last
Bankswest.
season.
I'm keeping it Bankswest. Bury me in Bankswest Stadium. That's my brothers, you know what I'm saying? Tate, I see you, man.
Did you know who the Western Sydney Wanderers were 2 years ago?
Nah.
It's okay. There are people in Australia that didn't as well. So.
True.
Wow.
But I'm happy it's back. I'm actually liking the squad that they've got at the moment. What's his name? Williams. Great performance from him. I'll be watching the boys. I think I'm gonna go next week. Couldn't make it to the derby because I had the African Cup game, but I will be there next week. Man.
How did the African Cup game go?
Of course, it's a W, man. It's Virgil van Dijk here.
Oh,
I'm saying. No clean sheets, but you know what I'm saying. it was
No
a W.
fights?
Nah. I think this time they weren't on it. They knew who I was, so they didn't want it. They saw the clip from before. They didn't want it,
fair
so.
enough. Fair enough.
Reputation's taking care of itself.
Oh, jeez. Kat?
Good to see A-League back, definitely.
Yeah.
I've made a commitment to get more into it this year. You guys know it's never been my favourite football. But I think...
Euro snob. But
Look, I'm a Euro snob, it's true.
Yeah.
But I'm making a commitment this year. I'm going to get into it.
Yeah.
Very excited to have Sturridge a part of it. Let's be real.
Yeah.
That's I think all Liverpool fans are feeling like that. But look, a little underwhelming the first game, I won't lie. But anyway, happy to see it started.
But I tell you what, the crowd was top shelf.
Yeah.
Credit to the RBB. They're
Definitely,
always good. But the
definitely.
Cove surprised me as well because, they're always the eastern suburbs, Sydney, like, go Sydney.
Yeah. I don't like all that sort of stuff.
Whereas,
man. Get in there, get proper into it. You know
But
what I'm saying?
they've impressed me. I saw plenty of stories. A few of the boys I know that are part of the Cove, they were posting about like at the train station, and it was good. It had nothing to envy on like a top shelf European game.
Okay.
It was really good. So respect to all both sides of that of
We need to see
Sydney.
more of that.
We need to see more of that. We had crowds left, right, and centre over in Perth. Your boy, Danny Stavv, played only about 9 minutes, but over 17,000 people rocked up to watch him. And Bruno Fornaroli, El Tuna, he's a beast, scored a rocket, so put on a bit of a show
I
for
saw
him.
that goal. It turned,
Class,
half turned, got out of feet, banged it.
Yeah.
Very nice.
He's our
Yeah.
Luis Suarez.
And
He's the A-League.
Sturridge spent 35 minutes with fans
After the game. There you
That's
go.
huge. I mean, I guess that's why you're bringing them kind of players.
Yeah.
Because especially when he hasn't played and it's his first, hasn't played that long and it's his first time, the fans want to embrace him. So that's huge.
Yeah.
Well, he played like 6 minutes or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's good enough. It's a start.
it's
The
a
guy,
start.
he said it as well. He's like, I just got out of quarantine. I was 2 weeks in a box. Like, this is
Yeah.
like a start. So I'm sure he's going to light it up. Jack Rodwell came as well. That was random. Like, it was like this
So
last minute
random.
announcement, and then he
Yeah.
actually played.
Yeah.
He came in. He almost scored a bomb as well.
Yeah,
from
decent.
far.
I said if they get him and they've got him, it looks like he's in that stage where he just wants to play, just wants to get fit, just wants to help the team do something. He will be definitely an
Yeah.
asset.
If
to
we
the
can get
Warriors
more
for sure.
signings like that,
Well, you know what? His missus is Australian.
Oh.
I
So
think that's part of the reason.
I think
Oh wow.
the FA, hear me out here, right? We should have a secret program.
Yeah, hit me with
Oh,
this.
I like where
Hit
you're
me with
going.
this.
Think about it. Everyone likes Australian girls, right, around the world, but they watch, they watch
Don't mind an Aussie girl. No.
that whole Bondi rescue and all the rest. Mate. Imagine we had a program where we export
You're-
we
What?
export girls, right, to
Yeah.
go overseas, hitch themselves with some top shelf footballers,
Yeah.
and that way they're going to come and play in the A-League. Because Jack Rodwell came, he said, my missus from Australia, it meant a lot to her to get back to her family kind of thing. And I've come and I'm here. I'm not here.
That's not a bad idea.
What do you
It's a
think?
great-
That is- hey, women are everyone's kryptonite, so you know what I'm saying.
This is true because the A-League is less appealing in the money sense.
Yeah.
But if your
And to be
woman's
fair,
happy,
like,
If your
all
wife
my
happy, wife
friends-
happy life, right?
All
Yeah.
my friends back home in England always say, "Wow, these Australian women." You know what I'm saying? They're like, "We wish we had like Australian women like that in England." So
There you go.
I think that is a
There
that
you
is
go.
a
I
money
just
make-
came up with that
you
on the
just
spot,
came
but
up with
I
that.
just
That's
think,
sick. That's a
Alright.
good scheme.
Yeah.
so Claudes, are you going to run that or?
Yeah, well, I don't know. It's
Yeah.
probably quite controversial.
You
I don't know
think?
if I'll
You
get that.
I don't know if you get away with it.
There's probably a lot of other
As a
things we gotta
female, I
fix.
approve.
Yeah.
It's a great idea.
Thank you. I got the stamp of approval, but it was great. And look, we had highs and lows in the A-League this week. We had MacArthur Bulls was set to play their opening match at home in Campbelltown Stadium, and the pitch looked like literally a bullpen. It was shithouse. It made me think about what's some of the worst pitches that you've ever played on,
Oh,
because we've seen
gosh.
some. This was bad.
I
Olan.
don't
This
even
was
wanna
bad. They ended up playing
start.
up in Newcastle after the Newcastle game. So those fans got a double header, which they didn't know they were getting. Most of them left though. Didn't hang around for the second game. But what's the worst pitch you've ever seen?
Oh, mate, I'm in England, so I've seen some terrible pitches. I mean, ones where there's more water than actual than grass, you know,
Yeah.
and we've still played on it.
Football is a water sport.
Yeah, literally ones
Yeah.
where there's more mud than grass, you know,
Yeah.
still played on it. I mean, most of the non-league pitches are that terrible standard anyway,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? The
Yeah.
low end of football, you don't really,
Yeah.
you can't play no ball, just hit channels, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So,
Fair.
you know, I'm
Well,
used to it. I'm used
Shout
to
outs to the Inner West and people who play Canterbury like I do, because if you get Strathfield Park,
Yeah.
you don't know which one you're going to get.
Okay.
And there's one that's in great quality.
All right.
And there's the other that you're just going to do an ankle on a pothole.
Oh, that's the worst.
You know what though? I love playing on grass. I don't care if it's like torn up, because when you play in the NPL, you realize everything's synthetic.
Oh, I hate
True.
synthetic. It's
And you get
it's
over it.
Bad
Yeah.
Because for your knees, your body, everything, you just more injuries. The game's a bit quicker. The ball skids a little bit more. Like, I hate that. I love a grass.
The pitch gets hot.
Pitch gets
Yeah.
hot, yeah.
But
Feet burn.
a ball moves a certain way on grass that you can't replicate on
Yeah.
synthetic. Like I
Right.
went down to the Aussie game against Saudi Arabia and watching it live, and the
Yeah.
way they ping it around. It was raining that day as well. It's like, fuck, I miss this, because we
Yeah.
play all the time on synthetic. You can't get that zing on synthetic. You know.
Synthetic, the ball, like, especially when you're hitting a diag or a long ball, like, on a grass pitch, you can hit that backspin and it'll just, like, drop
Yeah.
right into the person's path.
Yeah.
On a synthetic, just bounce, like, ball goes straight out of play.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that's the hard one on synthetic,
Yeah.
man. I don't really
It's
like
those
it.
funny bounces.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is shit. But anyways, look, you'd probably rather synthetic pitch than what Campbelltown looked like. They moved the game. They still got the game played. Buzzing to have the A-League back. A couple question marks raised about, of course, the new broadcaster. It's on Paramount. I didn't actually, I watched it on Channel 10. I watched all the highlights. I didn't actually sign up to Paramount as of yet, but I will. I will sign up. I've been meaning to get there, but what do we think? Was it a bit of a disaster, Kat? Because I know you were saying you caught a bit
Yeah.
of it, and there was some.
So I had Paramount on for that first game, the Brisbane game.
Yeah.
And I just felt it lacked a lot of finesse in terms of how it was displayed. I'm not sure. I think for me, I'm such a critic as well. I love Optus and the way that they've shown football, and I feel like I'm
You don't have to say that.
spoiled.
You don't have to say that.
Don't
I
have
know.
to say that just because he's out. Man. Come on, Kat,
And I won't
please,
lie,
man.
I do have an issue with Stan and
What?
the Champions
What are you coming
League
at Stan
content
for?
too.
Those are my dogs. Don't be talking about my
Okay.
dogs like that.
So I think it's a bigger issue for me. I'm just kind of over having to have multiple subscriptions for my football content.
Yeah,
I'd love to have it all in one place, and I know I'm not the only person who feels like
I
that.
know,
Yeah.
facts. True,
So-
true,
That's
true,
the
true.
world, man. That's the way it's
Yeah.
going.
Yeah,
Like, you don't get all your movies in one place,
True.
because there's Netflix, there's
Well, you
Stan,
can if you
there's
just decide
Amazon,
to watch
there's,
Netflix. but
you know, like,
Well, Netflix doesn't have everything though.
no,
Yeah.
it doesn't.
Yeah, you need.
It doesn't.
You
It
need
doesn't.
different things for.
yeah.
But I understand it. I understand why people don't do one thing. These to go one
Yeah.
place where they can watch everything.
Yeah.
You know, but
Yeah.
Put it this way as well. We talk all the time about how the A-League doesn't get enough attention. If we were to house it somewhere where people are viewing all of their European football content,
oh,
Yeah.
I'd get huge, a
imagine
lot
people
more.
would just take the time to consume it because
Yeah.
it's there, it's easy, they're already paying for
Yeah,
it.
It's
Yeah.
true.
I think when you
Facts.
make it an additional expense for people, you're actually making it harder to get newer consumers.
Facts.
Yeah, I don't know. Look, it's a changing landscape. Me personally, you know, I do a lot of work with Optus. It was huge for them. They announced 6 more years of the Prem,
Yeah,
which
6
is
more.
massive.
Decent.
Because I know there were a lot of people going for that as well, because it's the
Yeah.
Prem. The Prem is the Prem.
That's huge.
And all around the world, that's like a multi-million dollar deal. I know in the States, it's up in the billions now for the Premier League, so it's outrageous. That's big.
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited about it.